Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I've grown into the person that I am today. Did you miss me? Oh my God, it feels so crazy to be sitting in this chair again. It has been almost exactly, well, no, not exactly a week. So let's see, we left on Friday. I filmed a video over here on Thursday. Did I film one on Friday? No, Thursday. So it's been Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and now it's Wednesday. So 5 days, 6 days. And the little puppies just came home from the kennel, and they have their bandanas on, and so they're gonna help me with this video. Aren't you, Tucker? Okay, I have all three of my regular books with me today. I have the, hold on a second, the Year of Positive Thinking by Cindy Spiegel, and then the two Melody Beatty books. I actually looked at all three of the meditations today while I was just sitting there uploading a video, and I was like, I really like all three of these meditations. So I'm like, where are my reading glasses? I left my reading glasses over there. So anyway, let's get into this. The first one is from June 23rd, from A Year of Positive Thinking. Today is June 23rd. Hold on a second. All right. Being thankful. June 23rd, being thankful. Gratitude allows you to temporarily step away from life's struggles. As you wake up each day, name 5 things you are thankful for. Write them in a bedside journal. Consider sharing this list with others, both online and in person. I really, really like this meditation. And, you know, it's interesting talking about sharing it with others, because whenever I talk to my best friend Tanya on the phone, we always talk about gratitude in the mornings and how we start our day off. But like, we don't necessarily share our list with each other. And that's kind of like an interesting idea, to have kind of like a gratitude accountability with somebody else. I really like that. You know, like if you had, you know, a friend or a sponsor that every day that you got up, you could like, you know, call them and have some kind of accountability list too. Or even like at work, you know, if you had a coworker and every morning while you were drinking your first cup of coffee, you sat down and said, okay, we're going to come up with 3 or 5 things that we're grateful for today, and then just go over it. And that would start your work day. I really like that, you know, idea. Starting the day with gratitude for me, well, starting every day, the days I do it, which is most days, with prayer, meditation, the meditation books, and being still, which is another meditation we're going to talk about in just a second. But prayer, meditation, and gratitude. And these days I do like in my head gratitude list. I've been meaning to get back to writing it down, and I said I was going to do that like a couple of weeks ago, and I did it like 1 or 2 days, and then I stopped again. So I need to make a committed effort to doing that, because, well, no, maybe it was more like a week that I did it. I really get a lot more out of it when I write it down and I read it back to myself. Plus I can refer back to it later in the day. So anyway, it's just such a great way for me to start and end my day, and really looking at the gifts that I have been given in this life. You know, I'm always grateful at the beginning for my higher power, my life, and my sobriety. Those are like the first top 3 things. And then I kind of go through, you know, my husband, my home, you know, water, food, you know, sustainability to be able to be alive, things like that, you know. What else? My car, you know, on and on and on. But then I try to come up with some specific things for that day. You know, the fact that like the baby birds are still alive on the front porch, or that my plants are still living, things like that, small little things, you know, or that it's a beautiful day outside. It's kind of like a fall day in Indiana today, but it's absolutely beautiful today. You know, just all those little things to make me look at the life in a completely different way. So, anyway, let me know what you think about that meditation. And do you guys do active gratitude lists? Put it in the comment section below. All right, the next one is from Melody Beatty's Journey to the Heart. And I just looked at the title of this, but I love the title of this. And it is Discover the Power of Stillness. June 23rd, Discover the Power of Stillness. I will forever remember Yellowstone Glacier Lake at midnight. A large full moon, the biggest I've ever seen. The biggest I've even seen, was resting atop the lake. The lake was frozen over, a still mirror between the mountains. Even the pines stood motionless. At that moment, I saw stillness, quiet, motionless stillness, and I began to understand its power. Be still and know that I am God. How often have I heard that verse from the Bible? How well I knew it, but how little I understood stillness. Stillness is different from solitude, different from aloneness, different from turning off the stereo or speaking softly. Stillness is a place. You can find it in the desert or in the mountains. You can find it when you're alone or when you're in the midst of people. You can find stillness wherever you go. Whatever you're going through, Stillness, you can find it wherever you go, whatever you're going through. Stillness is a place within you. Slow down, breathe deeply, get quiet. Become familiar with stillness. Take time to learn its power. From that place of stillness, the right action will emerge and you will find your next step. Find that place of stillness. You can move into the, from that place of stillness, you can move into the present moment. There you will find your power and there God will find you. So last year I started doing this every morning when I would sit outside with a cup of coffee or a glass of water or whatever. I would just sit and kind of be like part of the universe. And I've talked about that on here quite a bit, where I would just, sit there and just like listen to the universe. And like right now the winds, like the trees are blowing like crazy. It's blue skies and like the sun is like on the trees. I should just turn it around and show you, but I'm not going to. But it's beautiful. And I just would like feel, I know this sounds corny, but like kind of one with the universe. And I realized in that moment, like really how small I am in the whole universe, but also how I am a part of the universe. Stillness has really allowed me to make some of my, maybe not my best decisions in life, but it's helped me to make decisions in my life. When I've sat still in a moment, no music, no audiobook, driven around just in silence, and just thought to myself about things that I need to really think about, Sometimes the answers are right there in front of us. Sometimes the answers are inside of us if we're just still enough to listen. Have you ever pondered over a question for a long time? If you're a spiritual person, I'm a believer that if you ask, the message will come or the answers will come. And but if you're not sitting there, if you're constantly talking or doing other things, then the answer won't be heard. You won't be able to hear the answer. If you're not a spiritual person, okay, and you're a believer just in yourself or in the universe, you won't be able to hear your own thoughts or what you think is best if you don't just stay still for a moment, right? Often we don't really enjoy moments because we aren't just still, and just sitting there and taking in the moment and just enjoying the moment. Yesterday when we were on the plane, there were people like moving seats and coming in and stuff. And I was just sitting there and I was kind of just like smiling and, watching everybody come on. And I just was very still for that moment. And, I don't know, like solitude is a symptom of stillness. So if you're looking for peace and serenity, you have to be still at times first, And there were many years that like I was not a good waiter. I couldn't person that waits around. I just couldn't sit and be still, I remember when my mom was in the hospital and my aunt had kind of set up this schedule of people to come in and visit my mom. And, during the time that I would sit there, I really struggled with it, And I think part of it was that I had so many emotions and feelings, and I'm sitting there and I'm just like, my mom's in this hospital bed in a coma, right? And I have all these feelings and thoughts that are going through my head that I'm not processing them, I'm not thinking about them, and so I constantly would be like reading a book or listening to music or moving stuff around the room, or when the nurses would come in, talking to them, anything but to stay still. Because to stay still meant that I actually had to take a look and listen to what was going on in my head, and I didn't want to do that, Today, I allow the questions to come. I allow the conversations in my head to happen. I allow myself to go to those places because I think those sometimes are the places where Boo Radley is like making this bed over here on the pup bed. It's so cute. And Tucker's just laying there. I think sometimes for me, the answer is in the stillness. The answer is in the moments of just being absolutely silent and not moving, and just enjoying those moments. And I like that. That's another piece of it, is that I do enjoy time more. Like I can be present, but being present and still is different than just being present, So I don't know. The act of stillness is something that I'm still practicing. I'm still learning. I'm not great at it. But just to sit by myself sometimes and allow myself to just take in the world, listen to the lawnmowers or the kids laughing or people splashing in the pool down the street, or people, playing tennis, hearing them hitting the ball back and forth, or just cars on the road. Like all of that to me makes me feel a little bit more a part of this world, and also appreciate things. Like we don't think about the sound of cars being something you appreciate until you're sitting like on your backyard and you can hear them like down the street. It's like, I wonder where they're going. I wonder what they're doing, And I don't know. I love being part of that stillness. So that was a great meditation. All right, the last one is from The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beatty. This one's a little bit more serious. Letting go of old beliefs. Try harder, do better, be perfect. These messages are tricks that people have played on us. No matter how hard we try, we think we have to do better. Perfection always eludes us and keeps us unhappy with the good we've done. Messages of perfectionism are tricks because we can never achieve their goal. We cannot feel good about ourselves or what we have done while these messages are driving us. We will never be good enough until we change the messages and tell ourselves, we are good enough now. We are good enough now. I am good enough now. We can start approving of and accepting ourselves. We are is good enough. Wait, I was like, that doesn't make sense. We can start approving of and accepting ourselves. Who we are is good enough. Our best yesterday was good enough. Our best today is plenty good too. Our best yesterday was good enough. Our best today is plenty good too. We can be who we are and do it the way we do it today. That is the essence of avoiding perfection. God, help me let go of the messages that drive me into the crazies. I will give myself permission to be who I am and let that be good enough. You know, wow. Long ago did I give up this idea of perfectionism. I know I'm not a perfect person. I know I'm not a perfect example of anything. I know I work the best that I can. I know that I do the best that I possibly can. You know, it's like on my other channel I joke and I sing the song, I tried my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. But isn't that what it's about? Isn't that not just saying we tried our best, but honest to God, putting our best foot forward, putting our best effort, trying to be the best version of ourselves. If you are really trying to do that, it's like, you know, honest to God, when, you know, you look at your kid and your kid's out there on the soccer field or the football field and they're trying their hardest. They try so hard, right? And they just massively lose. You know, it's like 20-1 or something like that. And on the way home, you don't say, well, you didn't do good enough. You weren't perfect. You know, you could have been better. You could have been, I mean, which we know, I mean, you know, with more training and whatever, but we don't say, you could have been perfect. That wasn't a perfect game. No, we say, you did your best. As long as you do your best, as long as you try your hardest, as long as you play the best game that you have in you, then that's good enough, right? But we forget that as we get older, and we don't apply those same things we say to kids to us. We don't allow ourselves to learn those lessons, you know, that we teach our kids, that just being good enough sometimes is good enough. It really, really is. And if it's good enough for us to say to our kids and really believe it, you know, look at your child when you say that. You know what? You tried your best, and that's the best thing that you can do, you know? Do you believe that when you're looking at your child? Because if you do, then yes, you believe it in yourself as well, that what you're doing is good enough. Quit beating up and berating yourself and beating yourself into the ground that what you're doing isn't good enough. None of us are going to be perfect. When you let go of this idea of perfectionism, it is so freeing, right? And yet our house isn't clean enough. The meal wasn't good enough. I didn't do a good enough job on my work project. This wasn't good enough. That wasn't good enough. You know, I'm not thin enough. My body's not in shape enough. My skin's not perfect enough. The makeup doesn't look perfect enough. Let it go. Do your best and enjoy the ride, because that's the best that we can do, right? I love you guys. Let me know what you think about those meditations in the comment section below, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.